Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're going to talk about a storyteller's most powerful tool. And you know what? It's probably the one you overlook the most. It's not some clever line of dialogue or a shocking plot twist. Nope, it's silence. We're going to break down how that empty space can completely shape a scene, reveal a character's deepest secrets, and create almost unbearable tension. Okay, let's just dive right in with something we all know is true. Think about the last really tense conversation you had. You're waiting for a reaction, right? Any kind of reaction. Because we're all just wired to look for a response, to figure out where we stand. And when we don't get one, oh man, our minds just start racing.
And that right there brings us to a huge idea in powerful communication. It's often what isn't said that carries the most weight. You know that unspoken message? It can echo way, way louder than any shout ever could.
I mean, think about it. A character's stern, hard expression can stop a conversation dead in its tracks. A sudden big gesture can signal a massive emotional shift. These actions, they don't need any words. They deliver a message that's often way more potent.
And among all these powerful nonverbal cues, one stands head and shoulders above the rest for its sheer weight and impact: silence. It's just so unique because it offers zero information, and that creates a vacuum that the other person feels an intense need to fill.
So if silence is this powerful in our everyday lives, just imagine its effect inside the crafted world of a story. Here, its power gets totally supercharged. Why? Because in a narrative, nothing is an accident, and that goes double for the pauses.
Yeah, the power of silence literally explodes inside a story. The reason is simple, really. It's never accidental. It is a deliberate choice made by you, the writer. And that means both the characters and the audience feel that intentional weight, which just amplifies the meaning and the suspense of that moment through the roof. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Why is silence so, well, terrifying in a story? Why does one quiet moment make our hearts just pound in our chests? The answer is all about the psychological void it creates, which, you'll see, quickly becomes an engine for fear. Just put yourself in your character's shoes for a second. You're in a super tense confrontation. Maybe you just confessed a huge secret, or you just accused someone of something terrible. And the other person? They just say nothing. They just stare, stone-faced. Instantly, that one question just explodes in your character's head. What are they thinking? The message behind the silence is a total mystery. Is it anger? Disappointment? Are they plotting revenge? Our brains just cannot stand a vacuum.
It's this deep, profound uncertainty that just breeds fear and anxiety. Without any verbal cues to go on, the character is forced to fill that void with their own absolute worst assumptions, and their imagination just runs wild, with all kinds of terrifying possibilities.
So what happens? Well, unable to bear the pressure of the unknown, the character breaks. They ramble, they over-explain, they desperately try to provoke any reaction at all. And in doing so, they almost always reveal crucial information or make a fatal mistake. The silence has won.
So you see, silence isn't just a passive absence of sound. It can be, and should be, wielded as an active and aggressive weapon. In the hands of a skilled character, or you, the writer, it becomes a tool for absolute control.
We should really think of this as the speech of silence. It's a calculated tactic for psychological domination. It's kind of like a martial art for conversation, where the most powerful move you can make is to not move at all.
The process is simple, but man, is it brutal. You deploy a heavy, weighty silence. This creates intense, unbearable psychological pressure. And then you just wait, controlling the entire scene without saying a single word, until your opponent finally cracks.
Okay, let's bring this all together. What does this all mean for you, the writer? How can you take this powerful, invisible tool and use it to elevate your own stories? Look, here's what you've got to remember. Silence is not empty space in your script. It is an active ingredient. So use it to build tension where words would just fail. Use it to force a character to reveal their deepest inner fears. And definitely use it to show who truly holds the power in a room. So, as you craft your next story, your next scene, your next big confrontation, I want you to ask yourself this question. Where could a moment of quiet, a heavy, deliberate pause, be infinitely more powerful than the cleverest line of dialogue you could ever possibly write?